Damn, I look good. I look real good. And you know what? I like that shit. This is the Meaningful Jackson show. Lunchtime TV, man. This is what I'm doing now. Come on at lunchtime on Wednesdays, drop a few minutes, and then I'm out. People got to get used to the midday TV. But it's perfect because my man, Big Baby Jonathan, is always here to support. You know what, fam? We gotta get you to call in or something one day. We gotta talk about this basketball stuff. I feel like after the season is over, we need to give the entire thing a recap. Cause I'm planning to do that. I need you to be a part of that. You and Isaiah, we need to get on that, do a whole recap. Cause I feel like right now it would be too early for me to get into all the stuff with PG, man. People acting like this is tarnishing Kawhi's legacy because the Clippers lost last night. They lost to Denver. They got blown out by Denver. Jamal gave them 40. Today's show is all about the NBA. So shout out to my man, Big Baby Jonathan, big Lakers fan. I'm a Lakers fan. Last night, I hate to speak too soon, but I feel like last night kind of just guaranteed the Lakers the championship. Because I feel like whoever come out of the East, the Lakers have too much for them. And now that it's Denver, I don't believe that Denver has another gear that they can go to, which is what they'll need in order to beat the Lakers. But the Clippers, they're one of the biggest letdowns I've ever seen, but at the same time, I'm not surprised. I have been saying all year that I did not think that the Clippers would be all that good. Everybody was super sold and hyped up on PG, but fam, I have been saying this. This is what my man does. He'll go out, and one night he'll give you 40, 10 rebounds, 7 or 8 dimes, maybe even get a steal or a block or two. And then in a game that really matters, he'll go out there and he'll shoot 2 for 19, give you 8 points, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds, or like some crazy bull stuff like that. And that's what he did. We can't just blame it on Kawhi because PG is right there beside him. PG is somebody that is hailed as a superstar player. He nicknamed himself Playoff P. Look what he does. He doesn't do anything, not when it matters most. I'm surprised Clipper fans are I don't know, man. Like, y'all should be more devastated because it's not like y'all went for a long time being hella trash. But then you had Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan. You had all these all-stars. You had all the all-stars. And that's just been within this last decade or so. And y'all can't win nothing. If you're a Clippers fan, when you see me in the streets, don't say nothing. I don't want to hear it. Who else up in here? Oh, my sister's up here. Yo, shout out to my sister, Gabby. Gabby's out in Texas, living it up. I bet it's hot as flames out there. But at least you ain't having to deal with all this smoke. Out here on the West Coast, we are dealing with smoke. I keep thinking that all of this is from this gender reveal because apparently some of the fires that started in California started because somebody was trying to do a gender reveal and they decided that they wanted to light the entire earth on fire just to prove that they have a child that's going to have a gender. I'm sorry. For me as a man, the type of man I am, and I don't have any kids, so I don't know how to get hyped up to reveal the gender. Because when they tell me, I'm going to be like, okay, bet. And now we're going to plan to do all these things. Like, that's where my mind goes. We just go into planning mode. Like, I'm not thinking, okay, we're about to have a party and then we're going to get all this coloring stuff and then something's going to explode. And then, it's going to be on tape and we'll be on IG. Everyone's going to go viral, going to get famous. someone's face gets shoved into a cake. I think that's what happens at these. I don't be knowing. But apparently somebody lit the whole earth on fire. And then there's wildfires in eastern Washington. And so the smoke is coming from over there. Like, we are literally blanketed in the smoke. So I walk around all day smelling like a chimney. I don't like that. It's not good for my allergies. And it's not good for this glorious hair. Y'all see my hair? Oh my God, I got good hair. And I like it, man, because even though, listen, life is stressful for everybody, but life is real stressful if you're ugly. And I'm thankful that I'm not. Dusty, yes. Ugly, no. But anyway, let's get back to the NBA season. The Lakers are basically guaranteed to win the championship. And I like that. I like knowing that it's a strong chance that they can win. But let's not sleep on Miami. Miami came out and they handle business. Jimmy Butler is, he's in rare form. Bam Adebayo. I like the fact that he challenged Tatum at the end when Tatum went for the dunk. I have to say this about Jason Tatum. Fam, at the end of regulation, why did you settle for the fadeaway three-pointer? Why not drive to the hoop and put the pressure on the referees to make a call? I know sometimes they're thinking that in those moments the ref's not going to make a call, but if you drew that game, you probably would have went to the line, shot 2 free throws, and y'all would have walked out of the gym with the victory. Then, in overtime, which I'm blaming you for causing, you have a turnover or something crazy happen, and then you go to try to dunk to basically tie the game, to maybe go to a second overtime. Why are you trying to dunk, bro? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, and I know it probably felt like you had it, but you didn't have that. And I think even if he wouldn't have been there, you probably would have barely dunked it. Shout out to Bam, because Bam was not having that. So he did his best to Dikembe Mutombo impression, and he blocked that shit. Relatively easy. Kind of embarrassing. Now, I will give Tatum credit because at the end of this game, when they go to try to maybe hit a 3 to tie it or something, he makes some crazy, like, Calvin Johnson type of wide receiver catch to stay in bounds and then shoot this three-pointer that almost goes in. That would have been crazy if he would have made that. But Tatum, you didn't have to be in that position, bro. You didn't have to be in that position. You got to do better. Making no, like, you can't play like this is an AAU tournament. Like, when you're playing like that at the end of games, that is what kind of shows the rest of us that maybe you're not ready and poised to win a championship. Because if it's going to be you versus the Lakers, you're not going to be able to make those types of decisions against the Lakers. Not against LeBron, not against Anthony Davis, not against none of the people they have over there. You cannot do that. Don't settle for janky three-pointers when you should be trying to get to the rack. And then don't try to get highlight plays at the end of the game. You got to go for the short thing, bro. You should have tried to get the layup, use your body to create space between the defender and the ball, and take the contact and then finish. That's why you have a deep bag. You should have those types of moves available. But trying to become Vince Carter at the end of the game, no. That's crazy. That sounds like some shit that I would do, though. There's been some times where I probably could have just went out and won the game, and I've definitely tried to dunk. And I'm somebody who is known as a practice dunker. I don't dunk during games even to this day because I know I can't make the dunk. I used to have crazy bounce. I could get up there, I could put down windmills, and I could go between the legs, do all the crazy shit. But in the games, I try to slam it so hard I could never make it. A layup, a dunk, it's worth the same amount to me. Go for the layup. It's easier. You can use the backboard and everything. I'm telling you, I'd rather take the assistance. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust myself to dunk and make it. And when I do make dunks, they're weak as hell, and I get super hyped. I'll be in the gym yelling and screaming. They be wanting to kick me out of there. Boy, you can barely dunk. That's what Tatum reminded me of. Where he took off from, I'm like, bro, you're not finna dunk that. His arm was at a full extension, bro. You were not about to dunk that. Even if Bam wouldn't have been there, you probably would have barely dunked it. Is it worth it? No. Now y'all are down 0-1, and it's embarrassing. Got to get it together, Boston. You know what? Gabby says it's hella hot out there. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. You know what? I'm wondering what's good with my nephew. Previously, when the shows used to be 2 hours, we talked about my nephew, whose nickname was the Carb Kid. He's like a little superhero. Well, actually, he's more like a raccoon because what he does is he, sneaks around the house and steals food. And recently, I know that he had suffered an injury that was a result of him stealing food. And I guess he has slipped on a wrapper of some food that he's stolen and then like cracked his head open. He's 9, I think. 9, 8 or 9. He's something like that. I'm not going to say he had it coming, but he had it coming. We told him to clean up his room. We had told him that. We talked about this on the show. We talked about it on FaceTime. Your mother told you. I told you. You need to clean up that damn room, boy. Or what's going to happen to you? In the event of an emergency, you're not going to be able to get out of the room because you're going to trip and fall on these wrappers and all this shit you have everywhere. And of course, within a month, maybe 2 months, injury suffered. I think he's like cut his head open or some shit like that. Don't worry, my sister's not hurting her kids, but Buddy definitely slipped and fell. And like I said, I'm not going to say he had it coming. But he had it coming. Shout out to my nephew, Maddox. Love you, boy, but damn, clean up your damn room. It's embarrassing. What else is going on? I'm trying to think. There's just so much crazy shit going on. So, Breonna Taylor's killers still have not been arrested, but the city has settled a lawsuit, $12 million lawsuit. That's crazy to me, but they do say that the lawsuit does not in any way impact the fact that they're still pushing for these arrests. But I don't know if that's going to happen now because they're going to be like, fam, we paid you the money. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. Then we're seeing another video where this white dude, and it was crazy because the first video I seen of it, it said something like, like officer involved shooting or something. And I'm thinking, oh shit, Buddy getting pulled over. He going to end up getting killed. So I'm watching the slides or whatever, because it's only a minute long. It's on IG. When it gets to the last one, that's when I realized that this was something way different than what I thought. I couldn't believe that they pulled Buddy over because he didn't have a proper license plate. And then he ended up tussling with them, and then he ends up shooting these cops. This is crazy because when you just watch the slides, if you don't have all the information, you start thinking like, fuck, man, Buddy fearing for his life. He's about to, he's about to end up getting killed. Da-da-da-da-da. This goof, he getting pulled over. He calls his friend. He's telling his friend, yo, they're messing with me. And like the officers, at first you can tell they're being a little bit patient, but then they start yelling at him. And I can understand because you start getting into stress mode. You're like, yo, 2 goofs yelling at me. They got tasers out. They got all kinds of weapons. It's just me. But Buddy's not understanding what they're really saying. They're like, yo, fam, you got to get out the car. He don't want to get out of the car. But fam, like, you don't have the credentials to drive the car, so they're not going to let you drive the car. This is like a part of it. But the distress makes you obviously not want to comply. He don't want to comply in those moments. And so you're thinking the whole time, like, Buddy about to lose his life just because he don't want his car to get towed. And then all of a sudden, he goes from like seeming like he's in a panic to then they tase him. He pulls those things out. They go to pull him out of the car. That's not working. So they spray him. And I think they sprayed him a second time. And then when they finally pulled him out of the car, they start wrestling Buddy. And then somehow his hand end up taking the gun from the officer, and then bam, shots are fired. What's crazy to me is that there are still so many people who will be like, what are you guys talking about? It's not different. We as in this, we don't get the opportunity to be defiant like that. Action is taken very quickly, swift, like it's immediate. That's why you see the stories of like people are like, oh, so and so is pulling out their wallet, like they're one cop yelling at you, show me your hands, give me your ID, identify, like all these commands, you know, whatever, all the shit they be saying, yelling at you, screaming. And then the other cop is, you know, basically doing the same thing, but he yelling something crazy different. And they're telling you to take out your ID. You go to take it out, and then like 37 shots are fired. And they're like, oh, we thought he had a gun. But like, if you're a white dude, and this is also the thing, and I'm gonna say this, it seems like if you're white, you can do and say whatever the F you want, and they're gonna give you 1.5 million chances. But to be clear, when you watch these videos, you're also watching cops be as patient as they possibly can. Some of these cops are actually doing their job, even though the person is resisting. And a lot of times you're watching them do the right thing in a sense by not taking it to a place where it doesn't need to go by like shooting them or killing them or doing all these things. So when you see the ones, and we're always like, well, look how we get to sit there and cuss at the guy for 30 minutes. And it's like, yeah, but in some regard, the cop is kind of like doing their job in that moment, because like we don't want them to hear one cuss word and be like, oh, F this mother effer, and then take out their gun and like start letting off. We don't want cops to do that, obviously. But it's crazy how quick they are to do that to black people. So we are watching these two cops, like, yes, they're doing their job, but apparently there's a history within their department of them using quick, excessive force on black people and then being not as quick and excessive to white people. But it was crazy to see the lengths that they went to like get this guy just to get out of the car so they could tow the car. The amount of chances they gave him, and kept saying like, look, I'm trying to work with you. Like, you just got to get out of the car. And I'm thinking like, bro, this is crazy, because black people don't get these opportunities. Like I said, that you're going, like, you see what happened to Philando. The cop literally is on tape telling him, hey, can you show me your identification? And he goes to pull it out, and the cop just shoots him like 5 or 6 times. But you told him to get the identification. He's literally doing exactly what you asked him to do. Why did you shoot him? And why don't you put bullets in these other people? They don't be knowing, man. This shit is crazy. Craziness. There's so many things happening, but it still feels like it's all like the same stuff, man. I don't know. Let's see. I was listening to the Big Sean album. That shit is fire. Shout out to Big Sean. It's a good album. You know, Sean is one of those ones to me where sometimes I be thinking like, he's super dope, but then a lot of times, like, some of his content, I just like, I'll download it and never listen to it, because like I'm never like, I'm in a mood to hear Big Sean. Like, I don't know, but like when I listen to it, I'm like, oh, it's fire. I don't know. It's not shade. I just don't know about Big Sean. It's dope though. His Detroit 2 album is good. Shout out to you, Mike Mike. Shout out to you. But he's dropping good content. You have to appreciate that. Even Wale is on the album. He has a verse. That shit was hard. Shout out to Wale. Same thing with him. Like, I'm never like, yo, put the Wale on. Like, never. But it's not bad. Every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, pleasantly surprised. Shout out to you, my boy. What else? Trying to think who else I've been listening to. I feel like I've been listening to the same playlist for mad long. I don't know. I don't know who's hot, who's not, man. Listen, you guys should leave comments on the video. Let me know what you're listening to. I need new music. Because I low-key have been listening to like the same two playlists that I listen to all the time. Just the same classic, hella fire, dope-ass rap tracks. And the same thing with the R&B. I just have it on repeat. Because a lot of what I normally hear when Apple suggests new music to me, it's just not that good. Because they want you to listen to a lot of these people. And I get it, because we want to give everybody the opportunity to get on. But some of it's just not that hot. And that's okay. Like I've listened to some of my old music lately. None of it's hot. And that's okay. That is okay. It's okay not to be the next such and such. Just be you. But keep making it, man, because you never know. The next one might be fire. There are literally some people that I had heard years ago, and the music just wasn't that good. And then you hear their stuff now, and you're like, this shit is fire, because it took them a little bit to, like, you know, hone in their craft and refine their skills. Y'all keep pushing if you're making new stuff. I may not like it now, but I might like it later. I can say that about a lot of people. Maybe my shit will be fire now. Probably not. But anyway, man, listen, we talked about sports. We got a whole PG accountable, man. He can't be a superstar and be losing these games. Let's see. We talked about what else? My nephew. Why is he stealing snacks? And listen, did he get what he deserved? Yes. That's what happens when you steal, bro. Karma is you slipping on the wrapper from food and what you stole, and then you cracking your head open. That's karma, fam. You gotta learn early. It's hot as hell. We talked about the city being smoky. I mean, this is what I'm thinking about at lunch. Now, my fat ass is about to go enjoy a sandwich and some chips. If y'all haven't had these Tostito, they're like the queso chip, mine was blown. Best chips I've had in a long time. I've been eating a lot of snacks lately. Chips, yogurt covered raisins, and a lot of fruit. And that's probably what has been causing me to have the BGs. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you for tuning in to the Memequel Jackson Show. Like and subscribe, share. Help your boy out, all right? Because I got to be able to afford these damn raisins, all right? I'm serious about that. I spent $6 on raisins the other day, ate them hoes all up. So I got to go spend another $6 today. My habit is expensive. Help your boy out. I'm going to see you guys next time, though, man. I'll be back next Wednesday, Lunchtime TV. I might even drop some this weekend just because, you know what? I got time now that it's smoky as hell outside. Let's get it.